Order. Next up is Congressman Frank Pallone from New Jersey.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think I want to ask my question of Ms. Halcomb because I heard what you said this morning at the press conference. What I want to stress, and my question relates to it, is the fact that people will end up not having insurance. You know, when I talk to my Republican colleagues, they're missing in action, they're not here, they're on vacation, whatever they're doing. But when I talk to them, they don't seem to understand the importance of the Affordable Care Act and the importance of these enhanced premium tax credits, because in their minds, and they say this to me privately, they they think there are other options. You know, that somehow people are going to get private insurance, or they're going to get some, something else, to as an alternative. And I try to explain to them that you may be opposed to the Affordable Care Act, some opposed to it altogether. You may be opposed to help with these subsidies or tax credits, but you have to understand that the reason we did the Affordable Care Act, I was the chairman of the Energy and Commerce Health Subcommittee at the time, and I was one of the drafters, is because we found that there were getting to be more and more Americans every day that could not find health insurance because it was too expensive. They didn't get it on the job, or they got it on the job and they couldn't afford it. They were self-employed, they were a farmer, and that's what this was meant to deal with, this gap, right? And we did the enhanced premium tax credits because we found out that if we didn't provide more help at a little higher income, then there'd be even more people that would go without health insurance. So I would just like you to answer the question. Explain why we're not talking about higher costs that are going to result necessarily in higher pocket. That's true too, because in New Jersey right now, a 60-year-old couple making about 80,000 a year is going to be forced to pay an extra 15,000 more. So obviously, the cost is going up. But we're talking about people just simply not being able to get health insurance. That, if you understand my question.
I do understand your question, and I think that what it boils down to is, let's just say, for example, a 60-year-old couple. They've worked hard, they've paid their taxes, they've paid in, they've saved money. We have to now dip into life savings that we have saved, we've worked hard for, to pay higher insurance premiums. So, looking back before the Affordable Care Act came, I did my shopping. I did my research. I shopped and I found best package that I could afford. I checked out deductibles. I checked out, prescription coverage. It was a lot of work. And then my premiums kept going up. And I had the discussion with my husband. This is getting out of control. We can't afford this. And at that point, the Affordable Care Act came out. And it was a godsend for us because we were able to qualify based on our income. We're paying taxes and then our net income, versus our gross income. And we were able to finally get something that was affordable and it was fair. I felt like we were getting very good coverage, not supreme, but decent for the price that we were paying. But to double or triple being self-employed, we will not be able to afford it. We will dip into our savings, and then that will be drained eventually at some point. Who knows the answer? We don't know because we don't even know what our premiums will be.
Thank you. Thank you,
you.
Madam Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Pallone.